As a college student, artist Jean Kohler fell in love with painting. Her striking work depicts still lives and landscapes painted either from memory or on site.
Oh my gosh, I can kind of really feel that still. At the time, I was an art education major, and we were required to take painting and drawing. And when I walked in, there's the smell of the linseed oil and all the chemicals in the room. But as soon as I started painting, it just felt right. And I wasn't really good at it or successful in any way, but there was just something about the paint and the touch of it. I thought, oh my God, people actually do this? The minute I started painting, it's like everything fell into place. I didn't have any trouble doing my other studies because it was all about accomplish this, get it done so I can go paint. And that was it for me. And that's kind of how it's been. I had no idea what it would take to be a painter, and it wasn't about being a painter. In fact, it took me a long time to say that I was an artist. I just loved it. It's that simple. I am a die-hard oil painter. Oil painting, it's of the earth. I like to use the natural pigments. I just find myself drawn to those kinds of things because it seems part of the synergy of everything. I'm working from the earth, using the earth to make the earth, There's something in the ritual of oil painting when you open the jars and you're squirting out the paint. There's a certain scent that I have my way of building up to get going, and I think the smell is part of that. We do have 3.5 acres in New Carlisle, and it's just a one-story house that's set on a property that's at an odd angle. When we found the property, I saw paintings. When we walked around, I just thought, oh my God, I think I can spend the rest of my life here. Whatever's left, whatever that means, I could see a life's work here. And it has several ecosystems in a sense. We have a meadow and a forest, and then there's the creek, and then there's the manicured part out front, and then there's the unmanicured part in the back. We see foxes and coyote come through, and we see deer prints and have a lot of raccoons. And so when I teach my painting sessions, I have a group of maybe 10 to 15 people that will come out during the summer for 4-week periods at a time. And they get to experience either painting in the woods or being by the creek, or, they get that opportunity to be in the landscape. Because landscape painting isn't a given. There's a lot of variables and it's not easy to do. But that's the part I love. Because when I'm out there, different things happen to me all the time. And when you're holding still, you would be surprised what occurs around you. The birds get used to you, the animals get used to you, and they start showing up. And I kind of feel privileged that they trust me enough to allow themselves to be present in front of me. And that's the beauty of being here and having the outside along with the studio. Then it allows me that flexibility. Because when I go someplace to paint, you take a limited amount of stuff with you, and then you have to figure out, okay, so you have these variables. What do you do with them? I do feel like trees are very much bodies to me. In terms of drawing them and working from them, there's a lot of similarities with how the human form works that I think a tree demonstrates that. They really move more than you know. When you keep working from something, you kind of realize where a branch is, and then as the day goes on, it does shift. It's a live thing, and that's part of what I love about it. They do hold a little bit more, obviously more still than a body does, but I see a humanness in them. I will always love to paint in plein air just because that's kind of a meditation. Something about having that familiarity keeps me grounded enough that then I can take the chances to do the other things that I'm experimenting with. I did a series of what I call air paintings when I was trying to paint the landscape without forms, bushes, trees, grass, just dealing with the color, and I called them air because I wasn't really seeing the actual object. It kind of made me think about color in a different way. And when I went back to the paintings I was working on, they shifted into that color palette in a sense and flattened a little bit. And I realized how closed in this landscape is. I mean, I knew it, but I could really feel that in a different way. So I've been thinking about that closeness and scale changed for me a bit. So I want to paint larger, even though I feel like I can hardly carry these big canvases, but they're a challenge for me to do. They take a lot of energy to do. And the small paintings I like to keep doing too, because I feel like I can accomplish something, or at least I can get an idea down pretty quickly. And then those paintings do feed the larger ones too. So there's like a conversation that happens between them. And that's the beauty of, being in it this long and having painted for 40 some years and having that kind of history with it. There's that. I think there's still surprises. I think that, over time, that's a kind of beautiful thing, I think.